What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the ANS family. And for today's video, I just wanted to give you guys a little background about my life and how I started YouTube. Quick little rundown of just, where I was born and raised and how I first came to America and where I grew up, how I've met my girlfriend slash baby mother slash future wife. This is my first sit down I'm doing with you guys. Sit back and relax and just take in all the information that I'm gonna share with you guys. Please get comfortable. I was born in Jamaica, Riversdale, St. Catherine. I've been living with my mother since I was 10 years old. I moved from Jamaica to America to live with my father. When I was living in Jamaica with my mom, I was going to school in the countries. My mom, she didn't really have it like that, so it was tough. A lot of times I had to walk on feet to get to school, and that usually be like a good 45 minute walk every day from school and back. And it was just it was a pretty good experience. I think it was really from that where I really just love walking. Anyways, as you guys know, my name is Austin. The A in the ANS family, that symbolizes me. The S is Stephanie, my girlfriend slash baby mom slash future wife, ANS family. But I was thinking about changing the name. Where's the S? We don't really see the S. It's always me you guys seeing. You guys don't really see her. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. When I first came to America, it was a struggle for me because I didn't really know how to speak proper English. It was tough, speaking patois in elementary school, nobody knew what the hell I was talking about. My teacher, my schoolmates, it was a very hard time for them to understand what I was saying. It took me some time to really adapt to speaking English. And I'm from the countries in Jamaica, so the patois is much more stronger on the countryside than it is in like the towns and cities in Jamaica. So they were getting that raw patois. I could switch it on and off whenever I feel like it. Big up to all of my Jamaicans for whoever is watching from yard and abroad, but you don't know what they are seeing here. But anyways, guys, I started in the 3rd grade when I came to America, and in Jamaica, I didn't know what grade I was in before I left. I started in the 3rd grade here. I didn't pass the 3rd grade the first year I started school here because, like I said, I didn't know how to speak English, and I didn't even know how to spell my name when I was living in Jamaica, and coming here not even knowing how to spell my name, and I'm in the 3rd grade. It was a challenge. So I didn't pass the 3rd grade. I stood back another year just back in 3rd grade. I think I passed that time. Going into 4th grade, I literally had to go through special ed just to learn like certain words that I should have learned when I was in 1st grade or 2nd grade. So even that was a challenge for me in my life because bullying was completely different than how it is now. And I was bullied a lot growing up. I didn't have the freshest clothes or the coolest sneakers for everyone to just be like, hey, you got the new J's or the new Nikes. None of that. Like I have none of that. So whatever my parents could afford for me to wear to go to school, that's what I was wearing. Whether it was some FUBUs or some what do they call those? Those Starberry sneakers. I know y'all know those. The FUBUs, Starberries, Champs, I believe. I don't know. Yeah, I had a few amount of sneakers, but none of them were Nike or Jordan like you guys know. Like it was different. So I got picked on a lot growing up in school. Um, Whether it was my clothes or my sneakers or just not knowing how to speak proper English. I was bullied a lot, man. besides all of that, guys, it was worth it, you know. It was really worth it to just have a lot of those experiences because it made me who I am today. So much more wisdom, knowledge of just having these courses in life, and the experience made me so much more stronger and just more in tune to myself and to my surroundings. So I could easily walk in a crowd and just tell from the reals and the fakes with ease, probably with, even with my eyes closed. Like growing up in Connecticut, it was pretty boring, I should say. You know, ain't much really out here besides the mall and the movie theaters. Ain't much out here, to be honest. That's what I like to do the most, is either go out to the mall or the movie theaters with friends or family members. Ain't much out here in Connecticut, to be honest. But let's get back to the childhood. It wasn't easy growing up with my dad and not my mother. My mother, she was in Jamaica when I moved to America. I was living with my father and my stepmom. Just having that separation from my mom, living with my dad and stepmom, it was a challenge for me, I would say, because I was used to my mom more than my father because she raised me as a child, and I really started to get to know my father when I was about 10 years old. So it was just, you know, learning that this is my father that's in my life now that I have to take orders from. And to have a stepmom, you know, everybody have their stories with their stepmom, but mine was pretty good. I didn't really have any issues with my stepmom. She's a really nice woman, but I still had my challenges, you know, of just not having my mom in my life whenever I want to, like, just really like let out some emotions to my mom. Like I didn't really have that deep connection with my stepmom as if she was my mom, of just, you know, coming to her on some personal things in my life. A lot of times I would either let it out on my father, and he completely takes it different than how my mother would take certain things that I, you know, let out from the heart and whatnot. Since he's a man, you know, men are really more, you know, they're really more tough on their son than the mother would. So you guys should already know that. But anyways, living with my dad, it was tough because he's a workaholic. He does mechanic. He works on cars every day. And when I say every day, I mean literally every day. He works at a mechanic shop working on cars Monday to Friday, and when he gets his little 2 days off, Saturday, Sunday, he's in the backyard working on cars. And this guy, he got customers that's just lined up, ready to get their car serviced Monday to Friday. And a lot of times growing up with him, I didn't really have that freedom as a child to, you know, just branch off and go outside and play and link up with friends, go to the mall, movies, none of that. Most of my childhood, I was with my father in the backyard, working on cars, fixing cars, holding the light for him when I'm trying to, like, when he's trying to find a little knot under the car, and I'm there holding that light for him, whether it's hot or cold. And this was a yearly thing growing up with my father. It was like summer, winter, back to back, of just not having that freedom growing up. It was different for me, completely different. I didn't really get the privilege to do it because I spend most of my time with him fixing cars, whether it's at home or we gotta drive somewhere to whoever's car that need a service. I would most of the time go with him on the road. I had that urge to just always wanting to just be out there and, you know, experience a lot of things. So I really, you know, adapt to just my reality of go to school, come home, do my homework, try to sneak in and play a little video games. About video games, I really I really love playing video games. I remember when my brother in Jamaica, my older brother, his name Sheldon, he came home with a Nintendo 64, and that was really the first console I ever got in contact with, I would say, and experience. So I had a little experience on the Nintendo 64 before I came living in America. When I came here, my brother from my stepmom, that was like my first brother that I've met overseas. His name is Andrew. He had a Nintendo 64, so I was already familiar with, that console that he had. When it comes to video games, we could only play it on the weekends. We didn't really get that freedom to play video games, Monday to Friday. Growing up with our parents, like I said, they were very strict, so we didn't really get that freedom to just, hop on the game Monday to Friday and play some video games. We only could have done it on the weekends. So a lot of times when we try to like sneak in some time and playing some video games, we had to keep looking out the window through the little blind to see if our parents got home yet, and we always had to check just to see if they were home so we could turn the game off and try to act like we were doing something else. Usually around sunset time, we had to make sure we get back inside, whether it's in our front yard, in our backyard. I didn't really know what it's really like out there because he was very strict. That's the strictest person I ever met in my life, to be honest. Like I haven't came across no one in my life that is as strict as my father. So just growing up with him, he taught me a lot of stuff of just, trying to be a man and whatnot. But I was a kid, I wanted to do a lot of things. I wanted to have the experience just to, just be out there and just feel like I have wings and feel free. A lot of times when my friends would like come over and they'd be like, hey, could you come outside and play with us, either whether it's soccer or football, I would have to ask my parents if I could, go out with them, whether it's down the street or in their backyard at their house on another street from where we lived. And a lot of times that would be an issue for my parents. They would not really let us get out the little gated fence house that we had. Like we either had to have our friends to come over in our yard and play, or it's a no. Like, so it was tough. Not an easy road. It was not easy. So I learned a lot as a child, Other than that, my childhood was pretty good, I would say. It wasn't the worst. Like, everybody have their trials. I only spent probably less than a year in high school. I think I left on the first semester of freshman. I was about like 16, 17 as a freshman. And I left on the first semester, and I went to Job Corps. Going to Job Corps was different because it's like you could kill 3 birds with 1 stone going to Job Corps. Then going to high school, you're just there for 4 years to get your high school diploma. And on Job Corps, you could get your high school diploma or your GED, either one. You get to choose that. And you could get your driver's license. You could get a trade, whatever trade you have an interest in. Well, they had a whole bunch of trades in Job Corps, but I went to a Job Corps in Loring, Maine. That's I believe it's about a mile from Canada, and I was there for about 3-4 months. I was there for about 3-4 months. I got kicked out. And I didn't even do anything crazy. I just had a lot of crazy shit on my phone. One of the staffs, they confiscated my phone and they went through it and they saw all these fights and pranks. That's what it was. I had a lot of pranks on my phone. It wasn't like me bullying anyone. It was just a bunch of pranks. And it was against their policy. They had a lot of strict rules. Like, going to Job Corps was very strict because since everything is free, you had to like really be on your best behavior. You can't slip, you can't talk crazy. You literally had to be the best version of yourself to these people, like, cause everything they're paying for, nothing is coming out of your pockets. Nothing. Everything is free. So I was there for about 3 to 4 months. Got kicked out. My dad, he was not happy about that. He had sent me back to Jamaica. He had told me actually that I'm going to Jamaica for 3 weeks. So I packed clothes for about 3 weeks because he told me I'm going for 3 weeks. So I packed enough clothes that could hold me until 3 weeks. It wasn't a round trip, guys. This was a one-way trip. Um, he sent me to Jamaica. I guess it was punishment for getting kicked out of Job Corps. He sent me there. I was there for almost a year and some change. You know, back to the countries with clothes for just 3 weeks. A lot of people in my community, they thought, I was back for good, and I just saw a lot of changes with people when I came back. Like when you the thing is with Jamaica, they just started treating me like I was a shit. Like people would just walk past me like I didn't even exist, and that was an eye opener for me because I was just like, damn. When I first came down, people were just so open handed and welcomed. Like, hey, you can have this, you can have that. My casa is your casa type shit. And when they really see like what's going on with you, they were just like, man, you back here, you had the opportunity to be somebody, and you came back here with nothing, and it was terrible, guys. And that was another experience for me. Like I've been through so many trials, man. Like, and this is why I feel like I'm a loner. Like I'd rather be alone, have my own little halo. I don't have much friends, and growing up as a kid, I've had a lot of I have a lot of experience with just friends, people that I thought I was gonna be my friends to this day, and none of them are my friends now. But that's a whole nother story because most of my close friends, they were all my neighbors. Like all the guys I grew up with on the block. We used to play soccer back in the days, and that was that. We played a lot of soccer growing up in the backyard of one of my friend's house. This was when I was getting a little bit older, like probably 15, 16. That's a whole nother story though, guys. Back to the Job Corps. So after getting sent to Jamaica, that I thought I was going to be there for 3 weeks, I was there for pretty much a year and some change. And when my father finally decided to, bring me back up here, um, we tried the Job Corps. We tried the Job Corps thing again. This time I went to a different one. When you get kicked out of a Job Corps, you have to wait a year for you to reapply to go to another one. So I went to a different Job Corps. I've learned from my mistakes from the first one I've been to, the previous one. So I really had to keep my nose clean at this one. I still get in a little minor trouble here and there when I went to the new one, but I got through it. I came out with my high school, driver's license, and a trade. Um, when I decided to go back to Job Corps, I wasn't really like I didn't really have the knowledge to say, hey, I want to go there for a trade. I just wanted to get the high school diploma because I was still young. Um, I wasn't looking into doing any trade of when I just wanted to get the high school diploma because I thought that was the big thing, getting the high school diploma over the trade. But it turns out that that wasn't the case. So I should have picked a trade that I knew that this was gonna be something I'm gonna be doing probably for most of my young adult life. And I ended up doing CNA. I was young. I was like 18 with a CNA, doing CNA. I came out doing the C. I did it for about 7 years. I did the CNA, taking care of old people, cleaning ass, balls, coochie, all that shit, man. I did it all. The first job I had was in a nursing home, and I was there for about 2 years, and it was tough. I was working on the rehab floor, and we get a lot of like new admissions so fast on the rehab floor because people, they're not really long term on the rehab floor. Some people, they come in on the rehab floor, they either got like some knee surgery and stuff like that. So I see a lot of new faces very really quickly working on the rehab floor, and I did the pretty basic stuff. Do their vitals in the morning, and serve them their breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some people that was more extensive, they need more extensive care. I would, transfer them on the bed or the wheelchair, bathe them, whether it's a full bed bath or I would bathe them in the bathroom, dress them, groom them, clothe them, brush their hair, brush their teeth. I did all of that. I did private care. I did private cases. I did living where I had to like be at their house for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, living with them, cooking their food, taking them out to grocery stores, taking them out to the park, stuff like that. So I did that for about 7 years. One day I saw a guy, he came in and he was setting up a bed frame in the nursing home, and I asked him, what is it that you do? And he didn't give me a direct response. This guy just literally took his phone out, called his supervisor, said, hey, I found somebody interested in the job. Hand me the phone. I started speaking to the guy on the phone. This was when I was a CNA. I started speaking to the guy on the phone that what I saw his tech setting up a bed frame, and it just caught my interest. I just wanted to know about the job, and like I said, I was doing the CNA for 7 years, and I just wanted to do something different. So his title is a field service technician. He delivered medical equipment, whether it's oxygen, hospital beds, nebulizers, all types of respiratory devices. And I got into that. I've been doing that for a few years, and I really liked it. It was much more better, I would say, than CNA. But at the time, CNA, it was pretty good money. Like, I never did like a retail job where like working at McDonald's or Walmart or Target. I never did any type of job of that sort. Or the grocery store packing bags. I never did any of that job. My first job ever was CNA, and the pay was pretty decent. I was getting a good amount of money. So the experience was pretty good and all that, but that wasn't something that I really wanted to do, like, as a career in my young adult age. Like I said, when I was in Job Corps, I didn't really care for a trade. I just wanted to get the high school diploma, and turns out high school diplomas doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't really worth anything because I've had lots of jobs, and I don't think not one of them ever asked me like for proof of my high school diploma. A lot of times I'll do the applications online. It asks me the question if I have a high school diploma. I would normally say yes, but that's about it. Like every time when I would go in for an interview, I never got questioned or asked about where's your high school diploma. We need to physically see your high school diploma. Never. So high school diploma wasn't shit, pretty much. The trade was the thing. I had more knowledge about like a trade and what trade I wanted to do as a young adult, then I would probably be in a better position or a better situation right now. I mean, I'm not doing bad for myself right now. I got my own place and whatnot, but I could have like really found a trade that I was more passionate about. I would say because I just I just chose CNA because it was like the shortest trade they had there, and I did it. Came out with the CNA certifications, and I did it for 7 years. The other job, the field service tech, I did that for about a good 4 or 5 years, and that one really stuck with me. And right now, I'm not doing that though. I just want to do something else. I really just wanna, try to find my own little path, create my own little business, my own little investment, in life. Instead of me slaving away my life for somebody else, making sure that their business is growing, I need to invest in myself for when my kids get older, they don't have to be out here doing what I'm doing, working for someone else, for example. So I just want to have something for my kids. When they get older, they don't have to be, working for anybody else or out here looking for a job. If I could have my own business where, I could start developing now until, my kids reach certain age and they could just start, they could take it over when they reach certain age. That would be great. That would be like a dream for me, to be honest, that they don't have to be out here, filling out applications and bouncing around from job to job like I did, because when I say I've had a lot of jobs, I've had a lot of jobs, and anyone that knows me or close to me can tell you that, to be honest. So I don't want that life for my kids. If I could really have my own, little business or whatever going on that I could just pass down to them, that would be a blessing for me. Like, I want that more than anything else before my time is expired in this lifetime. I never had any serious relationships like the mother of my child. Ever since I've got with her, I think, not I think, I know that was like the most genuine relationship I've ever been in with anyone I've spoke to, or temporarily boyfriend and girlfriend situation. How me and the mother of my child met, um, it was it was over Facebook, I believe. We write a lot of crazy stuff on Facebook. She just appeared in my comments. I was just very curious on who is this girl that's always in my comments. We just pretty much got to know each other a little bit, and we started meeting up in person. She was pretty cool. She was working at a bakery. Me and her, we started dating. We started dating in 2017, I believe. Yeah, it was 2017, January the 12th. That's when we officially became girlfriend and boyfriend. Now it's January the 21st today, 2023, and we're still together. We have two beautiful kids. Um, when I got with her, she already had a child. As you guys know, if you're a long time subscriber on my channel, you should know who he is already. His name is Noah, and that's my stepson. That's her first child, and we got um, we got a boy and girl. Logan was first, and Camila, she is second. Noah, he's about 10 years old now. His birthday is February the 1st. My birthday is February the 5th. Logan's birthday is December 26th, the day after Christmas. And Camila's birthday is April 31st. So, yeah. Logan year is, he was born in 2018. Camila, she was born in 2020 or 2021, one of them. Nah, I'm bugging. My girl gonna kill me. She was born in 2020, I believe. Yeah, so let's just call it that. When we started talking, I was living at a friend's house. I didn't have um I didn't have my own place yet. I was about 20 or 21, one of those. I was in my early 20s, and I was living at a friend's house in his basement, and this was one of my friends that I grew up with as a child. Same block from my dad's neighborhood, and I was living with him at the time. Me and her, we started talking. She started to come around my friends that I grew up with, and you know, things just started to change a lot. Pretty much ever since she came in my life, me and my close friends that I grew up with was coming to an end because I don't know if it was over jealousy or whatnot, but it was my friend's mom house I was living with, so she knew me when I was a child as well, and she pretty much watched all of us grow up together, and it was very strange that whole situation of just me living there with them, and my girlfriend started to come around, and it was just a complete shift, you know. One day I came off work, and the keys that I have to go inside the house, that wasn't working anymore, and I couldn't get a hold of my stuff. I had a car. I was driving this old ass BMW that my father gave me. It was my first car. And one day I just came off work, and I couldn't get inside the house anymore. But this was all over an argument. He had a car as well. I think he had a car as well, but there was like some problem. There was some problem with his car at the time. It wasn't drivable. He couldn't drive, go anywhere. Normally, he never ever used my car before. I never used his car for anything before, but one day, me and my girlfriend, we was just, you know, there sleeping, and he decided to just take my car keys and go somewhere. I don't know where he went. I didn't really care. It's just the fact that he just did it without saying anything, and I just reached out to him in a text message saying like, "Hey, that's what we're doing now." Blah blah blah, and he got really pissed about it and started just talking crazy. But I ain't really like took it as a big deal because you know it was the first time he did it, and I'm not about to just argue with somebody over something that's small, especially that I'm living with him and shit and his mom. I didn't really want to, you know, I didn't really wanted to be in like a burden or anything, so I just brushed it off. But the way he just handled the whole situation was like, he even told his mom like we got into an argument and whatever, and she just decided to change the locks on the house. So the way they the way they went about the situation, they didn't really come to me on like some confrontation, like, hey, why you said this or did that or whatever. Like, I just came home one day from work, and I couldn't get inside the house. The locks was changed. So at that point, I had to pretty much figure out where the hell I'm gonna live now, and I was pretty much homeless. I was pretty much homeless at that time, and my girl, she would literally leave her house and come sleep in the car with me, and that's when that really opened my eyes. Like, damn, I'm really at my lowest right now, and this chick, she's like really out here with me in the cold. Cause it was in the winter time. It was in the winter time when me and her started talking. So I was I had to pretty much figure out where the hell I'm gonna live. Cause they decided to change the locks on me. I couldn't live there anymore, pretty much. And the friendship between me and him, we haven't spoken in years, years. You know. We still don't talk to this day, but It was a complete shift. She would just, you know, be there with me through the bad times, and I wouldn't see if to say bad times, through the hard times when I had nothing. I didn't have nothing to offer this girl, you know. I wasn't like a big baller neither, where she's just coming around for money or whatever. Um, but she spent some time with me in the car. Like, she would leave her little warm house to come stay with me in my car. And one day, her dad, I guess he caught on to what's going on. Like, he's seeing that his daughter is coming out, staying in the car with me, and he just was like, "Why don't he come inside?" You know. And I was off the streets. I lived with her and her parents for about 3 years, and that really that really helped me out a lot, to be honest, in life. Like, I wish the way her parents was supportive in my life. I wish my father was that supportive, because growing up with my dad, once I was like 17, I was out the door. And a lot of times I try to like come back to my father for just support of, you know, just having some place to stay and work and figure out my way in life. And these were like my darkest days of just me trying to, you know, have my own little space growing up. And because I've went back to my father multiple times of, you know, just trying to have some place to stay, because once I left the second Job Corps, when I graduated with the high school diploma in the CNA trade, I ended up getting an apartment. I was there for about 2 3 years, and you know, things just went downhill. I ended up getting fired from the CNA job, and I didn't really want to get back into CNA after that. I got fired, so I couldn't pay the bills, and when you can't pay the bills, you can't pay your rent. I would say you can't stay, you can't have a roof over your head. So I had to figure out, okay, where the hell I'm gonna go, where am I gonna live? Tried that with my father, he wasn't having it. So ever since I left my friend's house, I went to live with my girlfriend and her parents. We was there for 3 years, and we ended up getting our own little place that we have now. This is our first apartment, um, and it's pretty good, you know. Living with her parents, we were in a very tight space, you know. The room that we were staying in pretty much felt like a walk-in closet. We had our first child, and his crib pretty much took up majority of the space in our room. We had another child, and now we got two babies in a little room that's like a walk-in closet. We really had to make that move of just, you know, branching off into our own little space. And we ended up getting our own apartment, moved in together. It was one of the best feelings ever for both of us, because this was something that we just always manifest on, you know, having our own little space and raising our kids under our own little roof. And it's been a blessing. God gave us all 24 hours, and he did not tell me to give my 24 hours that he gave someone else 24 hours. He gave us all 24 hours. And for me to just take my 24 hours to give to someone else, that's a problem for me. I'd rather take my 24 hours that he blessed me with to, you know, use it to my full advantage. Use it for, you know, either family time, use it to grow in whatever that I need to survive out here. I really just want to have full control of my 24 hours. I don't want to have someone else taking a lot of time out of my 24 hours invested into their dreams or business or whatever. I just look at life a completely different way, because all of this is temporary. We're not here forever. You could work for a company for 30 years and you think you're gonna live your best life. That's a hell no. For you to just, try to find some type of passion that you enjoy doing, invest in yourself, that could really be a plus for you in your life and your future, because you just never know. It's good to invest in yourself in some way. It don't have to be stock market or whatever. You could, just try to find something that you enjoy doing and you just put your time and effort into it. And that's what I do with YouTube. This is just something that I would go down this path to just see where it could really take me in life. And if it takes me at a point where, I could really, have time for myself, then that's another blessing. And I could just branch off from that and do other things. I just want to I see myself as a seed, and I just have to plant that seed, and from there I become the roots, and the stem, branch off, get the limbs, and just have all different type of lanes, limbs where I could just, have income just coming in from all these different limbs on a tree. As you can see, a tree, money just coming in left to right, whether I'm doing music or YouTube or working or going back to school and doing another trade, anything. I'm just a very, I would say, multi-talented person. I like to dip my feet into a lot of different things in life, whether it's a job or or a hobby. I have another YouTube channel where I would stream a lot of video games and stuff like that, but I wouldn't call myself a dedicated streamer for video games. I just do it for fun. But you guys could check that out if you want to. The YouTube channel name is good_speed_0h. You can check out some of my my streams that I have up on that channel if you guys are into video games. You could also follow me on social media. I don't say too much. You could find me on Facebook with that name. You could find me on Instagram with that name also. I have another Instagram that's called alien_crisis. CRYSIS. Follow me on social media, guys, if you guys wish. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much a full sum of my life. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to like, subscribe to the ANS family if you guys wanna stay tuned for my little life journey and what's to come in my life and my family. I hope it could give you guys the motivation to just, really take the time to invest in yourself and, just find your passion in life of what you enjoy doing on a day-to-day basis. So, yeah, guys, so thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the ANS family for more upcoming videos, guys. Thank you. Peace.